Thank you. Have a good day. All right, welcome back to a brand new video of the Target Individual Program, Talking About Experience. So just like clockwork, got on the bus and there was a lone white woman on the bus. The only white woman on the bus. Everybody else black and Hispanic. All right. Again, keep showing you guys, keep telling you guys what it is that they're doing, how they're doing it. You know, how they have people manipulated, conditioned, and controlled. You see I passed the woman in the red jacket? Oh, look at the New York Predators Dept. Let me get over here. Oh no, buddy. Y'all not getting away with it. The New York Predators Dept. Let's get the license plate number. Okay, JRB 4476. Yeah. Again, you know, these clowns fail to understand. Like I said, my purpose is greater than theirs. And when I expose them, I'm going to take their qualified immunity. Look, 4323, right? BMX, 4323. Okay, number 32. Always going to matter. You gotta understand the pattern. Watch the connection. Okay. And oh yeah. Like I said, ain't no fear here. You will never, ever. How can I fear people with gun and badge that kills innocent people talking about their fear for their life? Right? So why should any of us be afraid? You know what I'm saying? Well, why should any of us be afraid? When you have people who call themselves law enforcement officers, or they're actually predators, you know, who kill innocent people and talk about their fear for their life. But how you fear for your life? You know, then you shouldn't be a police officer. Right? When they engage in this sort of behavior, they shouldn't be police officers. All right? So like I said, make it happen. Let's go. I've been ready for this. Been ready for this fight. You're never going to silence me. Never. Alright, and I'm going to expose y'all. I'm going to take y'all qualified immunity. I'm going to sue y'all for everything y'all got. Y'all talk about y'all going to take everything from me, but I'm going to take everything from y'all motherfuckers also. Okay? There you go. And ain't no amount of intimidation that you're going to try to do. It's going to work with me. Never going to happen. Never going to happen. Understand? Never going to happen. Black people need to understand that they need to have courage, be brave, because what they have in store for us, they got you believing that you're chosen. You're like I always say, chosen for what? Listen to these Jewish people get on social media, talk about, oh, black people are chosen, it's supernatural, because they understand how dumb you are. They understand how they've made y'all dumb. That the minute you talk about, you know, spiritual and spirituality, when they understand and what spirituality really is and really is about. Okay? No other group of people on this planet talk about spirituality more than us. But what kind of spirituality? Is it your African ancestor spirituality? Or is it the European version of spirituality? Because I'll tell you what, they don't practice their version of spirituality. Okay? They don't. They practice our version of spirituality. The science, medicine, technology, architecture. Right? Spirituality is unseen science. Alright? And when you use spirituality and you create things with it, then it becomes seen science. As the great Habakkuk Kamini says, African spirituality is unseen science, and science is seen spirituality. So when we use spirituality to create things, right? Meaning that we create the sciences, right? We create the philosophies, the architecture, the chemistry, the technology. That is us using spirituality to create things that which we call science today. The Europeans, the Asians, right? The Arabs, they practice our spirituality. See, we think spirituality is being connected with some God, because that's what we are taught by our parents, and they are taught by their parents. You know, when Africans used spirituality and when they were enslaved, it was to do what? It was to plan an escape route. It is to create new form of communication, such as braiding. When they would braid the hair of a certain person that have the escape routes, that was them practicing spirituality. Today, when we talk about spirituality, we talk about because our feelings. Like I said, we have become a people who always want to feel and go by what we feel instead of what we should know, how we should think. You know? Understand? You're gonna say, oh, I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. How are you spiritual? You're not religious, but you're spiritual. You say you're spiritual, but you're on social media talking to, you know, taking your clothes off and shaking your ass. But you're spiritual. I don't need religion. I'm spiritual. Right? Talk about, oh, this is what it means to be free. I keep saying it's the reason why politicians, they don't, particularly when it comes to our women, you'll never see them bring women who are doing extraordinary things, black women who are doing extraordinary things. Okay? They won't do that. They won't bring on stage women who respect themselves. All right? But they will bring the Meg Thee Stallion. They will bring the Glorilla, whatever the hell her name is. And again, I'm not knocking them for doing what it is that they do. Okay? You know what I'm saying? They are a product of their environment. That's just how we are a product of our environment. But it's what kind of image do they want to show black women to be in front of the world? And why are the so-called ratchet black women is now becoming the face of or the representation of black women worldwide? Yeah, you gotta look at how false narrative operates, how it works, right? The perception that it gives to people. When you see what's happening in Europe at the BAFTA Awards, when, you know, the person called out the N-word, white person called the N-word. Remember, those shows are taped with a delay, right? So they could have blurted out that word. They could have, muted that word, because they did others. There were other people who were yelling racist shit. All right, just like how they edited this, not show the speech of our brother, I forgot his name, that talk about the Palestinian genocide. They took a big part of his speech out, but they left the part where the white dude said nigger. You know what I'm saying? And I've said this a long time ago. Every couple of years, they will have a white person do something or say something in a setting or a show. We're talking about fashion, you know, with Gucci with the racist design, right? And then when the backlash comes, they apologize for it. I keep telling y'all, they do this every couple of years just to see how much we are willing to tolerate certain things, right? They do it to see how much they have conditioned us to remain silent. You gotta understand what it is that they're doing. And if you continue to ignore it, like I said, your children and your grandchildren is going to find themselves in a worse situation than we are in today. And a lot of us don't think we're in a worse situation. Right? Malcolm said they'll have you believe in whatever it is that they want you to believe and hating the people trying to tell you the truth. And I keep saying it. Our people, my people, have been made dumb. They have been made into a dead people, right? When we talk about zombies, you talk about the word zombies, meaning the undead, right? But what does zombie truly represent? It represents a people who don't think, a people who is mentally and spiritually dead. It is not some undead that comes out of the grave wanting to eat brain. And let's, like I said, let's break that down. Why do zombies, what they show you in the movies and what you read in the books, right? When they come out of the grave, they eat brain. Why? Right? Because your brain is where you think. Your mind is who you are, your personality. And zombies don't have it. They don't have a thinking brain. That's why they you know, now they start to show them eating people's flesh, but we know, you know, when the first time you read about zombies, it's about eating brains, human brains. All right. So zombies represent the dead mind of a people and the dead spirit of a people. People who don't think. All right. People who hunger for something based off of a program, and they all hunger for the same thing, and it's not something that's detrimental, right? So when we operate outside of consciousness, we become zombies, right? And understand how, yeah, they have weapons that can make us zombies, not just through the education indoctrination, which again don't teach you how to think, right? And they say, these billionaires, these millionaires, they say it. They say the most critical skill that you're going to have, aside from whatever skill you have in your trade or your position, is critical thinking. Right? When the billionaires get together, right? That's what they say. And you go look at any of these conferences on technology, the billionaires, they say going forward, the most important skill that a person needs to have is the ability to think critically. I'm not saying that, that's what they say. And when you have a group of people who don't know how to think critically, because they've been turned into zombies, again, an undead, an unalive mind, I should say, they're going to be stuck at the bottom, right? But we don't, you know, we want to be in the churches when these people are telling us exactly what needs to be, how you need to be. And we have no critical thinking. You know, we are people who feel things instead of being conscious and having consciousness. So when you create a dead mind within the people, they're going to always remain at the bottom. Right? When you create a zombie mind, they're going to always remain at the bottom. When you continue to push religious indoctrination, they're going to always be at the bottom. Right? The wealthy don't talk about God. They don't talk about being blessed. They know that they are the gods. Wow, look at this shit. Oh shit. Ooh, gotta stretch over there. Yeah. Do his hand signature.
Sorry.
Set up for that. Excuse me. Ma'am, it's better if you go that way. There's the water. There's water over here. Go ahead, man. Excuse me. Step back. Thank you. Come on, man.
Oh, thank you.
Come on, man. Hold up. Let the ladies go. Come on.
Thank you.
All right.